Common Council meeting Tuesday, May 18th. Let's rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilor Olson.
Here.
Bridge.
Here.
Bender.
Here.
Mertzik is excused. McDonald. Hendry.
Here.
Finsland.
Here.
Herrick.
Here.
McKenzie.
Here.
Dahlbeck. Here. Nowicki.
Here.
Sather.
Okay, we have special commendation tonight. Councilor Herrick to come up and Chief Peters. The auxiliary does a tremendous job for the city of Superior. They're the volunteers that do this job 12 months out of the year, no matter what the weather is, no matter what the conditions are. If you've run a charity race or anything from the fair to a number of other activities, they're there to make sure that things go smoothly and our citizens who participate can feel safe with their presence. And so Councilor Herrick thought it would be important that we honor them for this special service. And so at this time, I'm going to give this to Chief Peters to make a few comments. But before that, we'll have Councilor Herrick.
Yeah, I'd just like to give them a thanks of appreciation for the many hours of what they put into the community for the public safety. The certificate of appreciation reads, "Thank you for your countless hours of volunteer time, assisting the police department with traffic control, crime and fire scene containment, and much more. There are approximately 20 functions a year in which you participate, thus making a total of approximately 1,200 hours volunteering each year. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to making this city a safe place."
Thank you very much. And then before I give the certificates to Al Miller, I'll have Chief make comment.
To the men and women of the auxiliary, thank you so much for your service to our department. In tight budget times especially, it's great to have volunteers like them to assist our city in serving the community and helping our department. And there's so many things we could not do without you. So once again, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate it very much.
Al, would you like to make a comment and also distribute the certificates there?
Yes, it's a pleasure, working with the members here, and we'd like to help the city because they were all so good to me. I worked for the city 31 years, so I figured I want to give some time back to the city, and it's just a pleasure working here, and Chief and the council and the mayor and everybody is real supportive of us, and we appreciate it. And if I may say, Mark McGillis, or if I may call him up too, he's head of the auxiliary, and he does a good job also. Thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Just want to echo what the chief said. These people put in a lot of volunteer time. They're not paid for any of their services. They put in about roughly 1,200 hours a year of their own time, and they deserve a big round from everybody for what they do for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll call for thank you, the approval of the minutes. Okay, motion by Counselor Dahlbeck and Counselor McDonald, and any discussion? You can, I'll give you all the opportunity to sit up here and listen to voices. Yes. I heard a joke the other day. Somebody said, I hear voices, and some of those voices have some pretty good suggestions. So, anyways, what a lousy joke. Okay. Any discussion? Mr. Olson is looking at me like, yes. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Minutes are approved.
Item 5.1 is a public hearing for the 2009 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report.
It's a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak for or against item 5.1 can do so now. For a second time, anyone who would like to speak for or against item 5.1 on our agenda can do so now. And for a final time, anyone who would like to speak for or against 5.1 on the council agenda can do so now. Seeing no one wants to comment, this public hearing is now closed.
5.1 is the 2009 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report.
Motion by Counselor McKenzie, second by Counselor Bender. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 5.1 passes.
Item 6 is the consent agenda.
Motion by Counselor Henry, second by Counselor Finsland. Any discussion? Any items you'd like taken out for later discussion? Do so. If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Consent agenda passes.
Item 7.1, Deputy City Clerk Burns is submitting the 2010-2011 preliminary alcohol report, and we're recommending that you approve Part 1 of the report. Part 2, you set a public hearing for delinquent special assessments and/or personal property. And Part 3 is a special circumstance for National Bank of Commerce for the boathouse building. They're requesting that the council waive the 150 hours of operation.
Okay, motion by Counselor Dahlbeck, second by Counselor Bender. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.1 passes.
7.2, Assistant Public Works Director Getzman is recommending the carbon reduction verification award bid be awarded to First Environment for $13,000.
Motion by Counselor Dahlbeck, second by Counselor Bridge. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.2 passes.
7.3, Pavement marking services to Farner Asphalt Eau Claire for .52, is that 52 cents per linear foot?
5.2 cents.
Okay. Linear foot for yellow and white striping, and $20 each for arrows and only markers.
Motion by Counselor Bender, second by Counselor Dahlbeck. Any discussion? Mr. Mayor.
Thanks. Sorry about that. I just had a question. Why did we used to do this ourselves a while back, or?
Yep, that's absolutely right, Counselor. We have done this for years. We have several reasons we went this route or tried to get bids for this work. The piece of equipment we use for that is, I think, approaching 30 years old and is a considerable expense to replace. Not only that, but the cost of this contract of hiring a contractor to do the main line striping, depending how much we actually stripe, and we've measured basically all the lines and arrows we have in town for the purpose of this bidding, we're looking at $25,000 to $27,000, which is about the cost of the materials alone that we paid in the last couple of years. So this will allow us to farm that work out and actually free up our full-time people to do other work. We have other projects in the sign department this year, and basically we'll do it for the same cost as we had been paying just for materials.
Okay, thank you.
Also like to add to that also is that the paint we're buying, we're one of the last, the vendor, we're one of the last purchasers of this paint. So it's not the the kind of paint that's no longer in demand, so. Counselor Bridge?
Well, I actually had a question related to the paint. I seem to recall a few years ago where we were discussing doing this and discussing the different types of paint and the longevity of the paint itself and the equipment that we had, not being able to use that type of paint. Is that true, and what's the difference?
Yep, again, that is correct. This is a latex paint with the glass beads for reflectivity that they will be putting down. In the past, we've been using a solvent-based paint, and as Mayor pointed out, that machine is one of the last ones out there that uses that, and it's very short in supply of that kind of paint and very expensive. And this does have longer longevity on the pavement as well, the latex. It's basically the same paint that all the DOTs have gone to using in the last several years.
Good questions. Anything else? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.3 passes.
Finance Director Vito is requesting we take 10.1 prior to consideration of 7.4, so we would just need a motion to...
Councilor Bridge, second by Councilor Dahlbeck. Do we need to go through the whole motion on that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor to move this item, say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 10.1 will be the next consideration.
10.1 is a resolution providing for the issuance, sale, and delivery of $3,070,000 in taxable general obligation promissory notes, Build America bonds, Direct Pay Series 2000A, of the City of Superior, Wisconsin, establishing the terms and conditions therefor, directing their execution and delivery, creating a debt service account therefore, and awarding the sale therefore.
Okay. Motion by Councilor Dahlbeck, second by Councilor Bender. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 10.1 passes.
Item 7.4 is awarding the construction of the landfill containment cell number 5 to RJS Construction, Inc. for $3,090,000.
Motion by Councilor Olson, seconded by Councilor Bridge. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.4 passes.
7.5, construction, award of construction observation services for the landfill cell number 5 to SEH, Inc. for $145,800.
Motion by Councilor Dahlbeck, second by Councilor Finsland. Any discussion? You got half of it out, Bob. I'm learning to read lips now. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.5 passes.
7.6 is awarding the 2010 sand and gravel.
Councilor Finsland seconds, Councilor Dahlbeck first, Councilor Dahlbeck second. Any discussion on sand and gravel? Councilor Olson.
Looking at this, Jeff, this is going to enable us to, at the time that we need gravel, you'd be able to go to the lowest bidder then on a day-to-day basis, and if so, where does the competitive bidding fit into that?
Well, this process does allow us to get price quotes from each of the suppliers that we have around here, and depending on where the project is we're working on and what the material is, as you can see, the prices vary across the board for either delivered or picked up by our crews with our trucks. And essentially, we try to go with the lowest bid whenever possible, and occasionally, if there's a few cents difference and we can save some mileage, over the road with each round of trucks, we may buy material on a different pit.
So we can just go into an open contract with these vendors then? Is that okay to do so?
Yeah, these prices are guaranteed for us now for this year on any of these materials that you see here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Olson. Appreciate that. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.6 passes.
7.7 is the 2010 Blacktop Mix Bid Award.
Motion by Councilor Bender, second by Councilor McKenzie. Any discussion? Mr. Olson.
Just again for, I see Northland has got the Minnesota specs and Monarch has got the Wisconsin specs. They're all DOT specs so that we don't have to worry about getting one product from Northland and another one from Monarch.
Yeah, that's right. We actually asked for, as you can see from each of those suppliers, we ask for a Wisconsin DOT mix and a Minnesota DOT mix. And of course, because one's based here in Wisconsin and the other is over the bridge, they tend to bid only their own state's mix. And most projects, we end up using the Wisconsin DOT-approved mixes, and Monarch has been making those to the DOT's specifications, is tested that way, and that's basically what we end up using, yeah.
Okay. Thanks again.
Good. Any other questions on Blacktop? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.7 passes.
7.8 is awarding the sanitary sewer reconstruction upstream lift station number 7 bid to A1 Excavating for $93,805.
Motion by Counselor Bridge, second by Counselor Dahlbeck. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.8 passes.
7.9 and 7.10 have been withdrawn. 7.11, City Forester Morgan, on behalf of the Department of Agricultural, Trade, and Consumer Protection, is requesting permission to exempt property from pesticide ordinance and approve notification process outlined.
Counselor Dahlbeck, second by Counselor Bridge. Any discussion? Mr. Harry.
I just have a question for Mary. Mary, on the spring area, I noticed it's along pretty much the lake area, and I noticed on some of the other readings that, like, by Lake Michigan, it's also by the, are they attracted to all that water? And is that why we're basically spraying that area? And on the map, it looks like Superior is pretty well covered. Is that the whole city that's going to be pretty much sprayed, or?
No, I think it's actually, Counselor, just along the lake shore.
Just along the lake shore, okay.
But I have to tell you, I'm not positively sure why. It's
Okay.
near the water.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Just to be clear, we're not the ones doing the spraying. It's the Department of Agriculture. So, very good. Any other discussion? Mr.
Well,
Bridge?
it might be important to point out that they didn't ask.
That's right.
They, right, Mary?
They are anxiously awaiting your decisions.
I'll clarify Mr. Bridges' comments, and Mr. Finzling would have the same. We discussed this in executive session about how they were just going to do this, and we have an ordinance, and it needs the council to approve the state's doing this. So you're giving him that permission, so we're actually asking on their behalf, even though they didn't ask. So, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 7.11 passes.
Item 8.1, Mayor Ross is reappointing Councilor Herrick to the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Superior.
Motion by Councilor Finzling, second by Councilor Hendry. His colleagues are all going to say, all in favor say aye. Aye. Does anybody dare to say no? Okay.
Item 10.2 is the resolution of the City of Superior approving the report of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Superior regarding a development agreement with Barker's Island Development Corporation.
Okay, motion by Councilor Dahlbeck, second by Councilor Herrick. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 10.2 passes.
11.1 is an ordinance introduced by Councilor Bridge amending the City Code Section 9-74, Wisconsin Point defined.
Motion by Councilor Bridge, second by Councilor McKenzie. Any discussion on 11.1? Mr. Herrick?
Yeah, just a quick question. On this, will this affect at all the buildings that are currently on there, or are they kind of grandfathered in?
How did Mr. Bridge answer that question?
No, there aren't any buildings involved in it at all. What the purpose of changing the ordinance is that the city, currently the ordinance that we have defining Wisconsin Point, and that's the part that changes, just the definition of Wisconsin Point, ended where the point begins. So if the city were to acquire more land or more shoreline down the shore east from essentially what's the old landfill area or the number one parking spot at Wisconsin Point, it wouldn't be covered by the current ordinance without this definition change. So any acquisition of Lake Superior shoreline now would be.
I was just referring to the buildings at the university, now one's on the end of the park. in the end of the point.
That is, Counselor, that isn't city-owned property,
It's
and
not.
this ordinance only applies to city-owned property.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, very good. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. 11.1 passes. Do we have any business by public? Seeing none, motion to adjourn.